All right, tonight in Finnerty Files, a special edition on this New Year's Eve because very few people, certainly in the media, give Donald Trump credit for being a really funny guy, which he is. Remember when he floated the idea of making Canada a state? He was never serious. I've asked him about this, but it got to the point where the Canadian Prime Minister had to make it clear that Canada is not for sale.
It would really be a wonderful marriage because it's two places that get along very well. They like each other a lot.
Well, if I may, as you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now.
Never say never. Never say never.
Having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale.
Next, a reporter from the Legacy Media asked a question that the president thought was, well, frankly, kind of stupid.
Just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let them in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
All right, you remember this. So during the annual turkey pardon, which just happened a month ago, President Trump reminded everyone that maybe a previous president's pardons, even of turkeys, aren't really valid after all.
Gobble. I just want to tell you this very important. You are hereby unconditionally pardoned. A man named Sleepy Joe Biden, he used an auto pen last year for the turkey's pardon. So I have the official duty to determine, and I have determined that last year's turkey pardons are totally invalid.
And the media take him seriously, and he's just doing it to make people laugh and to remind everybody what they put him through, which he did on his 100th day in office.
When they say that Bernie's probably the best they have, by the way, he's about 7 years older than me, more, 8 years older. One thing I got to give him credit, he's a lunatic, but he's still pretty sharp. He said, you know, if I didn't debate, I could have gone all the way. He was down 35 points, and they decided to replace him. Nothing ever happens like what happens to me. It never happens to anybody else.
It's happened to no other presidents either. Remember this. So the United Nations, Trump walks in with Melania. The escalator stops right when the First Lady steps on. And then minutes later, Donald Trump takes the stage. The teleprompter suddenly fails, but President Trump kept going.
And I don't mind making this speech without a teleprompter, because the teleprompter is not working. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter.
All right, did that happen on purpose, by the way, at the United Nations? Possibly. Maybe. We're not accusing anyone, but it's possible. Next, Donald Trump's love of country is crystal clear, and he wants this country and all of the citizens in this country, the legal U.S. citizens, to do well and prosper.
For years, hardworking American citizens were forced to sit on the sidelines as other nations got rich and powerful, much of it at our expense. But now it's our turn to prosper, and now we're going to pass the largest tax cuts in American history.
That starts first thing tomorrow morning, actually, January 1. Next, President Trump and the graduating class at the University of Alabama. Remember this.
Love what you do, but think big if it's possible. Now, if it's not possible, that's okay too. You do something, you have to do something that you love. You will have all the same headaches and challenges, all the same delays and setbacks, so you might as well do something that's just amazing. Because now is the time to work harder than you have ever worked before, push yourself further than you have ever pushed yourself before, find your limits, and then smash through everything.
Such good advice, especially tonight on New Year's Eve. This year also marked the start of the American Golden Age.
America is blessed with the strongest economy, the strongest borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation on the face of the earth. This is indeed the Golden Age.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.